Welcome back to our channel. I'm Max.
And I'm Maya.
And we are Max and Maya Living. We are? Is that how you say it?
And welcome to Max and Maya.
Yes. We have been MIA for some time. I would say from this channel particularly, but we've actually been very, very busy this whole summer. Not only have we been home with our daughter, because daycare closed during the summer here in Sweden, but we have also worked very much on our individual goals, where we've been involved in each other's goals as well. So I work as a wedding videographer and photographer, where I am traveling all over Sweden to the most beautiful places, meeting such great people. You even came with me. We took an opportunity to do like a date weekend.
I finished writing the book that took 9 months. Linked in bio.
Yes.
And when I finished that, I took a break because Saga was home for a month. And then I started to go back to basics, updating my website and doing some podcast interviews. But we're in the final stretch of the end of the year.
Yeah. And it's yet not over. We're still here. We're still here. I know we came into this summer, as every summer, with the great intentions to put a lot of work into our garden. And we did. We did start with Saga's little playground.
Yeah, we were renovating her play area. The goal Max had in mind was to cut down on how much land we had. So we had all this land and he was so frustrated of mowing the lawn, which is why we put Saga's play area over there. We're trying to spread things out so Max has less lawn to mow.
It might look fun to ride a tractor, and it is, but the truth is it's an old one and it's been breaking down numerous occasions. My poor dad has been having to help me fix it so many times. Hur många gånger tror du att du har lagat min gräsklippare?
Alldeles för många gånger.
This is why this video is so special to us, because it's sponsored by Mammotion. This company reached out of nowhere saying, hey, would you like to try our robotic lawnmower that can self-empty?
Yes!
So we're about to experience our first robot lawnmower.
Yeah, we're transitioning into this robot lawn mowing life.
It's gonna be good. I have good feelings about it, Max.
Yes, me too. We're gonna talk more in depth about where we've been and what our goals are, and you don't want to miss that. But first, let's see how this new family members of ours is gonna fit into our life. Let's make him or her feel very comfortable.
Okay.
Let's go. Life is about to change. Woo! Now we have all the boxes. Mammotion, Yuka, 1,500. Welcome to the Hilding family. Should I do the honor?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this.
I don't have to listen and deal with this anymore.
The complaints.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, we get it. Mowing the lawn's fun.
It might seem a little bit odd that I'm this excited about this edition, but let me tell you, I've been having such headache with these lawnmowers lately. Although it might look fun when I'm on my tractor driving around the land, it always ends up with me or my dad on our backs trying to fix them. So I look forward to surrender and hand over the responsibility to Yuka 1,500.
So it comes in a very smart box.
Smart box.
I would call it a smart box. It's like clean. I imagine this is a charging station or the parking lot. So we have yet not decided where to have it. It's heavy, but it's not too heavy.
Hold it up on your end.
Oh, look at this baby.
We'll get a better look on the lawn.
Yeah, let's do this. Oh, this. Imagine this is the sensor that should be in line with the parking. Look at this.
I am Aquaman.
I installed the solar panels, which are sold separately to power the RTK station. This is going to be taking advantage of the free energy of the sun and save us money in the long run.
Start charging.
Did you hear that? So this needs to charge now for how long?
We're so hot. It's a hot day. And we're wearing dress shirts. Like, who told us to do that?
Okay, it's got the whole night to charge. I'm here with the app and I'm ready to map out our whole garden. So the idea is that we're gonna manually, with help of the app, sort of walk around the edges of the area that we want to cut. And we thought it was a good idea that it charge overnight so it won't compromise on the battery. So it should be ready. I've never done this before, but so far the app has been very, very convenient and like it's coming like a game. So. But I'm good at this.
Yeah.
It's like flying a drone, but on the ground.
The Yuka 1500 has so many amazing features. A few of our favorites include no parameter wiring, which means you don't have to go around your property and install a piece of wire in the ground. No installation of that kind.
I've mapped out all the areas right now. We made 3 areas. One that's like more surrounding like the area that we spend the most time on, and then one middle area, and then one third area further away. So now it's currently working on area 1, zone 1. It's gonna take roughly 2 hours to do that area, and then I think we're gonna schedule them for each day.
Yeah.
So it's not like overdoing it itself.
It has obstacle avoidance, GPS tracking, FPV view, which means you have a surveillance camera and can see what your lawnmower sees.
I'm like playing around the app. I'm like, what's FPV? I clicked on it. It's like, how cool is that? It's like you could see it work.
Imagine if you saw Jackie in the window.
Imagine if you saw like some burglar or something.
Yeah, it's surveillance too.
It's so funny. Like you could. This is the most in our home. Like this is the Teslas of lawnmowers. Like what? Are you seeing this?
It has multi-zone management for up to 10 zones. It has obstacle avoidance, and it's self-emptying. It self-empties, meaning you don't have to be raking up grass like I used to. Instead, I have a pile ready for my compost. Yes! To find out more about the Yuka 1500, all you gotta do is click the link in the info box below. And listen, we are so relieved.
How are you feeling?
I rarely get sick these days, so
You don't.
this is like,
You were due a good old.
yeah, I was
Cold.
due. And of course, it's like the time where we schedule to film.
Yeah.
Anyways, the show must go on.
The show must go on, and we have been blessed for this summer. If I look back on last summer, I was like thinking that I had MS, cancer, all the things, because I was like sick every other day. And then fast forward to this summer, and I haven't been sick one single time.
Yeah.
So I just think that it is a season. It's just so hard when you're in that. For me, it was so hard when I was back then to think that, oh, this is just a season. I thought it was like, I
Right.
was
It
doomed.
feels like it's for eternity.
Yeah.
But with all
But now
seasons,
I feel like health is for eternity.
Yeah, with all seasons it comes and goes.
Yeah.
So when it's here, enjoy it, or if you're suffering, just know that we'll pass.
Yeah. How have you been other than being a cold now? Where are you right now?
Sometimes for me, because I've validated so much of my worth online. So there's a correlation between my worth and output and online. And so because I haven't been online, like on YouTube, my social media presence is dropping, and then my numbers are dropping. There's a bit of like, who am I? There's that, like, and I do other things, but like, it feels like, that aside, it feels like, am I working? And I'm working so much, but I just don't feel like I'm working because I can't quantify it in a video or a post.
It's like you're rediscovering yourself and recreating.
It's the recreation part.
Yeah.
And then having to articulate, like, okay, I'm a mother. I work as a doula, and I'm writing, but I don't necessarily want to claim this doula title even. Like I just view myself as someone who helps mothers. And something about like labels make it feel very like, I don't like this feeling.
I see what
But
you
it
mean.
helps with the other people to define like, oh, Maya, she's a YouTuber, or
Yeah.
Maya, or that woman, she's a doula, or she's a midwife, or he's a videographer.
Yeah.
Like labels are easy.
If it doesn't help you, it might help other people.
It helps other people
to guide you to the help that you think is valuable that you have.
Yeah.
I think what this summer, if I get to speak for both of us, is that we have realized that it's not sustainable to just rely on one
No.
platform or one stream of things. And I think that when you do rely on that, I think you can sometimes shy away from the reason we started this channel from the beginning, which was just to document and create fun content. And I think sometimes when you're like, you get, I don't know, caught up in the world of like making money off your platform, then you might shy away from the actual main reason why you created it in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think either one of us are like that.
I found myself in that mindset at times when I tried to follow trends, trying to grow focusing on the growth of the subscribers, focusing on growing on the reach, which brings me to my point, which is that we've been focusing on sort of like paving paths on other avenues, which brought us naturally back to this to here again, to this conversation, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to do what is in alignment. Like it's such a conflict because when you're an artist, you do a lot of things based on feelings. And
Is
feelings.
that your Swedish pronunciation?
No.
Feelings.
That's like me being an artist, and I like to develop feelings, and feelings are so fickle.
Yeah.
And so I think it is a balance of being smart with the gifts that you have while also tuning in and like paying attention, because sometimes, you know, the numbers will say this is the direction I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is it? So I do think the beautiful thing about all of this is we can come together, work with brands that we literally are in alignment with. Like I have notoriously turned down like big deals, lucrative deals with companies, just because I don't. It's not the money. It's the value. Like I was in alignment with what the service that they're offering.
Right. And it also took you away from your main goal, which was writing your book.
Yeah.
Like, I think that what I've been finding very inspiring for myself lately is that I've been reevaluating the circumstances that I'm in. And what I mean with that is that it's very good for me now, retrospectively, to see what the circumstances that I was complaining about before has led to. We're currently on the countryside, and life is pretty good. We're very ignorant to the fact that we have it really good. I then start to complain about those circumstances. Like, I want everything else but that.
You want to
Like,
live in the city.
I want to live in the city. I want the pulse. I want the diversity. I want the access. I want to have convenience and all that, right? And then I can get very like absent in that mindset where I'm just like, I want everything else. And now I'm seeing you've written your book, which you basically talked to me about when we first met. Here you are now creating a book, and you said to me with blank words like, I would have not been able to do it if it hadn't been for living here, because we could live a modest life here. We don't have to rely on brand deals. You can say no to these things so that you can just focus on your main goal. Then I start to apply the same things on myself.
Oh,
and I've
good.
learned that I had like established my own personal business that I've been talking about forever as well.
Okay.
And I think that because we are where we are, it allows us to like invest time into like in avenues that we know will grant us money in the long run.
Right.
I don't know how that would be possible if we were in a big city when you constantly have higher expenses and like, you have to constantly like compromise on your long-term goals. I think
you have to reprioritize. So I think what you're saying is being on the countryside allows us to live below our means.
Yes.
So because we're living below our means, we can say yes and no to opportunities that we wouldn't have otherwise done.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it's so wild because I did write a book, like a whole book, and now I'm meeting writers and stuff that work for a living writing, editing, and they haven't written a book. And I feel like they're like, "Oh, you wrote a book." And I'm like, "I did, but it took it took so much focus and dedication to cut out all the noise, and it's very painful. Like I refer to my book as like my second child because it wasn't a smooth process.
No.
There's a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of doubt, a lot of like having to get through these things, but you make it on the other side, and now I have to like learn how to shamelessly promote myself.
To be back here with you to create together, because I feel like this is our common platform where we meet and we create what's happening in our life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking responsibility for my things. I'm taking ownership of my things, and I'm asking you, which feels so good, to be able to ask for advice and input. I feel like it's my space, but I'm inviting your expertise and your knowledge that I really trust. But that's it. It's just like that collaboration that I miss so much.
It's because I think with a YouTube channel, it's like two chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And for your business, it's your business. And I come into his business like with a hat of, oh, this is Max's business. I'm just helping whatever he needs help with.
And you're so good in that space too.
So there's that we've been going through.
What have you learned from going from being away for a while to just put so much intention into one little baby, one little product, 9 months to be exact, which is ironic.
Yeah.
And while you were in that space, you didn't post much. You post a little bit of behind the scenes. We did some vlogs, but you basically were just like pouring yourself into it. You were turning down brand deals. You're like, I'm so determined to get this done. And I remember when we were arguing, and I was like, you're so absent, but I'm also excited that you're absent.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was so happy that you were so tunnel vision on the project.
Yeah.
I want to ask you first, what did it take for you to be in that space, to get to that very tunnel vision thing, and how does it feel now afterwards?
I had to lean so much on God because I don't consider myself a writer. So I had to deal like with this patterns of thoughts of like, you're not this, you're not that. And then it's just like, it doesn't matter who you are, what you think you are. The only thing that matters is you're supposed to write what you went through and help someone else through that struggle. So just focus on telling the story. Don't focus about the label of being a writer. Just focus on telling the story. And the more I just focused on telling the story, then it becomes less about like identities. So now I'm focusing on just do, and that's what I'm good at. I can do things. So if I just focus on the task that I have to do, then I can do that. If I could just show up on my laptop every day in an office, like those things helped. Like being in an office in our little tiny town, it's not my office in the sense of like you don't see my decoration. I didn't spend all this time decorating, getting an office chair and an office desk. It's literally just showing up on a laptop.
Right.
I look around, there's things I want to complain about, but it's just like distractions, right? So, like a lot of faith, a lot of just getting past the distraction of noise. And then now that I'm done, it was a short-lived victory, very, very short. And then it was on to like promotion, like promoting the book. And then that's when I realized I'm like, I don't have a strategy. And then Saga was off of daycare. So I didn't have time to wrap my head around all of that. So on one hand, it feels like I accomplished a major feat. And then the other hand, I feel like a bit of a failure. But I also know it's not done.
The artist way.
I'm not done yet.
Right.
There's still... The book is done, but the work that I have to do is not done to promote it. You went from having an idea of wedding videography.
Right.
So, was it last year?
I was in
Last year in Toronto.
And well, first of all, your brother has been saying to me a lot, like, oh, you should get into when we talk about that I've done, because I've done a few weddings helping friends and stuff.
Right.
And it's funny because I was in Ottawa, and your brother was also saying like, oh, you should get into more wedding videography, like that's good work.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and he was not the first one to say that. I have a lot of friends who've said that to me as well. For some reason, I get booked with no portfolio, no website, just out of someone who's seen my commercial stuff.
Right.
So like, oh, can you do this? And it was like a big wedding also. So they booked like, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't do any effort, and here I have a book gig for next year. Maybe I can do this, and that's kicked off like, okay, let's.
Maybe I could do this to like I should do this, because the reality is when you are an artist and you hold on to integrity and you say no to money, you're left in a position of like, okay, I don't have money.
Yeah, exactly.
So then it's just like, what can I do to provide for my family?
Yeah.
And you set out and said, I have to do this to provide for my family. And in such a short amount of time, like, when did you start? When was your first wedding this season?
April.
Was it April? April, May, June, July. So 5 months?
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
It's a
And
blessing.
I can also see, like, in you, I'm just like, where do you see the victory in that?
Yeah. I can get caught up in the whole art, and it sucks. It's like this creative way of like, oh, I need
So
to do my
self-indulgent.
indie narrative movies. But I think back on like the struggling artist that I was in London who was pursuing acting, and my part-time job had to be like at cafes, baristas, which is like, I'm so grateful for those cocktail years and pub work and stuff, but it really took my soul, like my
Right.
physical. Now I get to finance not only for my family but also for my passion projects through creating,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that I have to be. I need to celebrate that victory for myself, because I am now making videos that is paying, as opposed to doing something that is not aligned at all with what I want to pursue,
Right,
because
right.
they're close to each other. Like,
Yeah, and Max is an extrovert.
yeah,
You like people.
Yeah.
You live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So the fact that you get to drive into these weddings
yeah,
in these like cities and places of
Castles.
Sweden that we would never have gone
yeah,
had it not been for an invite.
yeah.
Not even an invite, sorry, for like booked work.
Mm.
I think it's awesome. Like, for your personality, your skill set, because he's not just like a videographer who's like hanging out on the wall. Like me, that's what I would do. When I used to do photography for weddings, I was just like fly on the wall. I'm not like, I don't want to interact.
No.
Meanwhile, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
everyone, come on, everyone.
I think I put a lot of energy and effort into integrating into the environment,
Yeah,
so I can be part of the guest. Anyway, thank you for that.
thank you for that.
So I think that's where we're at the moment. We are,
I have a question.
yeah, go on.
Sorry. Before the end of the year, what is a goal that you want to see accomplished?
Oh, for me?
Yeah, because we're in September.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like end of year.
Okay. Enter. I wanna book 20 weddings for next year, and I also wanna have Thai and some other like, I wanna have other contracts as a videographer
Oh, okay.
as work, and I would like to submit more like narrative films to festivals.
Okay.
What about yourself? Because we're talking work now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I guess anything.
'Cause
We'll
that's-
focus on work.
Yeah.
I would like to update my website, film a bunch of commercials for the book, and be more consistent online with a purpose.
Yeah. It will happen.
Yeah.
So I think, as you can tell on this conversation, that we have been focusing a lot on paving new paths, new creative paths, more purpose. But we are not further away from each other. I would say that we've gone closer, despite not maybe being here, but we've become closer. And I'm excited to be back here, and I'm excited to create more content for this channel as well. We have some exciting things coming up
Yeah.
in the near future, and we want to document that, share that process, and maybe do more of these things. What do you guys think? The conversation stuff as well.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments what your goal is
Yeah.
that you want to achieve by the end of the year. Let us know in the comments. It's always helpful to put it in writing.
Yeah.
Writing is just one next step into making that dream, that goal, a reality. If you want to remove friction from your life and you are a homeowner or you have land that you need to deal with, link in bio for the Yuka 1500 lawnmower. Thank you.
See you soon.
Hey, dog.
Hej då!